Good morning everyone. Today's our topic is farsightedness and another defect of vision. It is exactly opposite to the nearsightedness. As you know that in nearsightedness, the lens can't become thin. It just becomes thick. Just like that in a farsightedness, the lens can't become thick and it remains thin. And just because of that, you can't see the object which is near to you. But you can see a farthest object clearly. Understand? In nearsightedness, generally you can't see the far object, right? And you can see the object which is nearer to you, right? But in this, a farsightedness, you can't see the object which is near to you, right? So, our next defect of vision is farsightedness. What is the meaning of farsightedness and what happened in it? As you know that you have a sight of far, means you can see the object which is far from you, but you can't see the object which is near to you. And for that, if you want to see the object which is near to you, you need to make your eye lens focal length smaller. And for making that focal length smaller, you have to just press or apply a pressure on the eye lens with the help of ciliary muscles. That makes its curvature more and it becomes a smaller. Or you can say that it becomes a thick. So whenever it can't be a thick, you can't see the object clearly which is near to you. So for that, your lens needs to be a thick, right? But in a farsightedness, you can't see the object nearer to you. So you can say that your eye lens can't become thick, right? So what is the meaning of farsightedness or how the farsightedness can occur? So when the eye lens cannot become thick as per requirement, the light rays coming from nearer object meet behind the retina. Therefore, person cannot see or the nearer object can't be seen clearly, which is known as farsightedness. So whenever the eye lens can't become thick as per requirement, so it can't become a thick, so its focal length becomes less, and just because of that, the light rays coming from the near object meet behind the retina. It just meet behind the retina like this. If you say here it is a eye, if here it is eye, it's an eyeball, right? It's a eyeball, and here it is eye lens, and here it is retina. So whenever the rays coming from the near object, after refraction, they meet behind the retina. As they meet behind the retina, we can't see the object clearly, because if you want to see the object clearly, it should be meet on retina and the image should be formed on retina. But at here the retina is just before its, right? So the rays meet behind the retina and you can't see the object clearly. Just because of that, you can't see clearly which is near to you and which is known as farsightedness. Generally it is occurs due to two reasons. What is the reason behind it? By which reason this type of defect can be occurs, the first reason is that the focal length becomes a larger or excessive focal length of eye lens. So you can say that it's an excessive focal length of eye lens. Excessive focal length of eye lens. The second one, the eyeball becomes too small. Eyeball becomes too small. So whenever the eyeball becomes too small and the focal length of a lens becomes excessive, it becomes larger. You can't see the object which is near to you, right? So for seeing that clearly, that eye lens needs to become a thick, which is not possible in this defect. So we can say that the object which is near to you, you can't see that object clearly, and it can be occurs due to the excessive focal length. As the focal length increases, it becomes excessive, it can't becomes a smaller. So you can say that you can't see that object clearly, right? And eyeball becomes too small. As eyeball becomes smaller, then this ray will meet behind the retina, so you can see that object clearly. With this, as you know that the farsightedness is also known as hypermetropia, right? It is also known as hypermetropia. It is also known as hypermetropia. So it is also known as hypermetropia. And with this hypermetropic eye, you can't see the object which is near to you, but you can easily see the object which is far from you, right? So with hypermetropic eye, you can't see nearer object clearly, but you can easily see farthest object clearly. Understand? So whenever this type of defect is occurred, you can't see the object which is near to you, but you can easily see the object which is far from you, right? So in this type of defect, the main thing is that these rays are meet behind the retina. So if you want to make it on retina, these rays should be incident a smaller, little bit nearer to each other, and for that you have to use a convex lens. So for correction of this defect, you have to use a convex lens of appropriate focal length should be used. Understand? So for correction of this defect, you have to use a convex lens of appropriate focal length. So here is our one of the defect of vision, which is known as the farsightedness. Just see it for 2 to 3 seconds. Understand? And this is our last topic for this exam. After that, I will teach you in another lecture. Okay?